Yuzuto cannot comprehend what he just saw and attempts to stop the mysterious girl. He keeps witnessing the same vision in which Kazuki and Inakami are dead. He even inquires the guards regarding that girl, but they haven't seen her around. In the meantime, Rose also appears at the spot and questions his presence there. Seeing Rose, the castle guard scrams away with Yuzuto commenting that he's still scared of Rose and that he understands the reason behind this. Hearing this, Rose grabs him by his face and basically tortures him for no reason. Yuzuto asks Rose regarding her whereabouts as she informs him that she was on a scouting mission. She further tells him that the Demon King's army is on its way and was attempting to cross the border, but she managed to halt their movement for the time being. On their way back to the base, Yuzuto questions Rose regarding that mysterious girl as she immediately remembers her. She further tells him that the girl mysteriously appeared 2 years ago, evading all bandits and kidnappers. This makes Yuzuto question her the reason bandits would be after her. Rose apprises Yuzuto that beastmen are extremely valuable to the bandits and kidnappers. Besides their beauty, some of them possess extremely rare magic. Hearing this, Yuzuto questions if some of them possess the ability to seek into the future. According to Rose, there are rumors of beastmen possessing such rare magic called precognition, but they won't be wandering around in Linger Kingdom and would be well guarded back in the Beastlands. At this point, Rose wonders if Yuzuto came across someone like that and inquires about it. Yuzuto misstates that he read about it in some book and wanted more information. After this, Rose instructs Yuzuto to head back since she has something to report to King Linger. Back at the capital, Rose reports everything she saw at the border and further informs them that she managed to halt their movement for the time being, but they'll continue their invasion soon enough. Hearing this, King Linger decides that they'll inform the soldiers and the citizens of this kingdom regarding these facts tomorrow. He also instructs Siegless to send Kazuki and Inakami to him since he wants to have a conversation with them. On their way to King Linger, Inakami and Kazuki wonder what the commotion is about as they come across Princess Celia. Like before, Kazuki fails to address her as Celia, which disappoints her, but she puts on a tough act. With all of this going on, Yuzuto is still thinking about that strange vision, contemplating what he can do about it. Suddenly, he notices some mysterious lights outside the window and gets scared. Upon peeking outside, he realizes that it was Kazuki, attempting to grab his attention. Following this, both of them engage in some serious conversation regarding the upcoming war. Yuzuto realizes that Kazuki also cannot sleep because he is the great hero, but immediately notices that something is off. Kazuki informs him that King Linger summoned them some time ago and informed them about the war against the demon army, but when he pictured himself fighting against the demons, he got insanely frightened and ran away. He further tells him that back when he went outside the castle for training, he was really scared, and even though he managed to tackle his opponents, he realized how lightly he had been taking all these things. When he imagines that the demon army is approaching them in an attempt to slaughter them, he gets scared and doesn't want to fight them. Despite all this, the people of this kingdom are incredibly kind towards him and are counting on him to save them. Hearing all this, Yuzuto comments on how cool Kazuki actually is. For him, Kazuki was always the type of person who has everything figured out and doesn't get scared. However, after their time together, he has realized that Kazuki has been crushed under the burden of expectations and asserts that he doesn't have to fulfill all of them. Kazuki then questions Yuzuto regarding his true feelings about this world and this war. In response to this, Yuzuto tells him that he has decided to save those fighting in the war against the demon army. Hearing this, Kazuki asserts that he might die, but Yuzuto is determined. He tells him that even though he got dragged into all this, he has experienced a lot of things in this world, but he has met people who accepted him and he wants to protect them, including Kazuki. At that moment, Kazuki suddenly slaps himself, urging that he's so damn lame. He then announces that he will battle alongside Yuzuto and Inakami, and even though he doesn't know if he can fight as a hero, he still wants to help his friends. Hearing this, Yuzuto asserts that he doesn't have to force himself, but Kazuki has made up his mind. Seeing that Kazuki is quite determined, Yuzuto vows to give it his best and together, they will save the Linger Kingdom. Even though he immediately realizes that he said something corny, there is no going back. With this, Kazuki heads back to the castle. As Yuzuto is about to head back, Inakami also appears at the spot and comments on their bromance. Hearing this, Yuzuto urges her to continue this tomorrow, which shocks Inakami because she was expecting a dramatic response. Yuzuto realizes that Inakami also noticed that Kazuki was acting weird and followed him here as Inakami comments that Yuzuto already played her role and there's nothing left for her to do. Despite all this, Yuzito further tells her that a part of him still doesn't want Kazuki to fight, but there's nothing they can do now. Hearing this, Inakami asks if he wants her to fight as Yuzito replies negatively. He further tells her that he won't stop her since she's already made her mind to stay in this world. Inakami also agrees with him, and with this, she also heads back to the castle. The following morning, King Lloyd delivers a speech to the entire kingdom, informing them that the demon army has been sighted near the border and that they plan to intercept them in the grasslands. He further assures them that even though the demons have strengthened their troops, they have also made their preparations in the form of Inakami and Kazuki, and the rescue squad. Hearing all this, the soldiers get insanely hyped up and are determined to return victorious. Following this, Kazuki visits Princess Celia to inform her that he is also leaving for war. She wishes him luck as Kazuki expresses his gratitude and addresses her as Celia. This makes her insanely happy, and now our Prince Charming is heading towards the battlefield. In the meantime, Ururu and Orga have also reached the rescue team headquarters, where Ururu meets Blurn and wants to pet him, but being the type of monster he is, Blurn doesn't let her touch him. Even Kukuru doesn't let her touch it, and this makes Ururu really sad. In the meantime, Orga also appears at the spot as Yuzito lends him a hand to carry some boxes. Later on, Yuzito gets summoned by Rose in her room, which scares him since he hasn't visited her room even once. Upon reaching her room, Rose questions Yuzito regarding his role in the battlefield, with Yuzito asserting that his role is to heal the injured on the front lines. Rose further affirms that they won't be healing the injured on the front lines in the beginning, as Tong and the others will carry them to the back. Rose explains the reason behind this, as there aren't any casualties in the beginning and the front lines are way too chaotic. Rose further instructs him to not heal the wrong people, which makes Yuzito question the reason behind it as well. According to her, the soldiers who are injured, but can still fight, don't deserve to be healed since he'll just get in their way. Instead, he should focus on healing the ones who are gravely injured. With this, Rose grants Yuzito his battle uniform and instructs him to put it on. After this, Rose enlightens Yuzito to not take his life for granted since healers are immortal. She wants him to prioritize his life over others, asserting that she won't believe in any of that self-sacrificing crap. Following some more conversation, Yuzito leaves the room, determined to save his comrades and win this battle. It seems like the battle is about to begin. Yuzito even managed to motivate Kazuki to feature in the war. I'm hella pumped to see what will happen next. Make sure to like and subscribe, so you don't miss out on anything.